So while all that's going down, let's see if I can't get a bit of a sight on the island. Got a lot of enemy vehicles down there. I'm just going to ping them first, and then we'll go through and actually scan each one properly. I don't know what that is. Any cannons there? No, nothing that I can see anyway. Several vehicles over here. One there, tucked in behind my face. Got a few over here. Quite a lot of them are stationary, which means that we could use the ship's guns to try and take them down. Don't know if there is a ship over here that we need to worry about as well. Oh, there's so many weapons though. And over there as well. Any others that we have not looked at? That would be our barge, probably moving into our carrier. We haven't dinged you, I don't think. Now this Albatross doesn't have the expanded fuel tank, so it isn't capable of as long staying in the air, but still, as you can see, very useful to get a little bit of reconnaissance underway first and foremost. Hello down there. Can we get a sight on you, though? Now, what I could do is get the carrier's weapon systems involved. I'm not sure if the carrier's a little bit too far out, though.
As long as we're okay, I'm going to go below real quick just to show something.
Yeah, of course, man.
Up here at the back.
We seem to be all right.
Was I muted for all of that? I hope I was.
Yep, you
Okay.
Indeed you were.
I would just be explaining the same thing.
There's our weapon system. Okay. I might be able to drop some cannon fire on these if we go. There goes the captain. Alright, let's activate the weapon systems. Set this over here. Where is it? Cruise missiles, main gun. On both of these, just in case. Right, if we can get some nice, easy hits, clean things out a little bit. Currently we've got the main gun. Let's find a group that's stationary. Also in relation to our ship, though, which is there. So actually this wouldn't be a bad one to hit. They're moving too fast, I think. That group, maybe? Out of range, okay. Well, in that case, cancel it. We will flip over to the missile. I don't want to waste a missile on just a small collection of vehicles. I want a pretty big group to make it worth our while. I'm not sure I'm going to get that. I could also bring out the Razor Bill, I guess. We can get further information on each target, but I'm not sure how much that actually helps us. Like, other than just knowing what you're about to get into a fight with. So knowing, for example, what's carrying a gun, what's carrying something other than a gun. We are there yet. 9, indeed we are. go. Now then. Right, that's a warthog, I think. Or walrus, actually. Looking at, yeah, WLR. I think these are heavier assets, slower. Well, there's nothing in the air left over here, so I'm fairly certain our AA Albatross is kind of surplus to demand as far as fighting goes. But we could still guide some things in from the carrier if we got an opportunity. That one tagged. So no. Let's see if we can get this over there. There we are. Requesting and missile away.
Oh dear, did I miss an entire encounter?
I just launched a missile from our ship to a group of vehicles clustered together on the coastline. It's the other side of the island, though, so it's going to be an interesting one to see.
The captain goes below for a few seconds, and then cruise missiles are flying through the air.
It's glorious.
It's taking an interesting course. You have to maintain the target.
Oh, right. I noticed down the bottom that it had a
yeah, this is laser
icon.
guided. You are pointing the laser.
Okay, fair enough.
You got to paint the target.
Thought it was like the cannons. Once it was given a target, it just navigated there.
Thing is way up there. Did the how do we tell when the barge is done?
What was that? Sorry.
I
just look at the barge and see if it's got any inventory or if it's got a.
I think it just says idle.
Timer. Oh, then it's done. Yeah.
Idle.
Yeah, don't fire a missile and then look at the carrier is the lesson that we learned today. Yeah, that's quite true.
You could.
I mean,
but
you could.
I don't
yeah.
know that would go very well for us.
The missile is on its way.
Oh, I can see the missile on radar. So that's what a missile looks like on radar.
It's 4 kilometers out and closing rapidly. So I'm tempted to look for a better group now because this one's splitting up. 3 clicks out.
Is the okay? I want to watch.
Yeah, they are starting to move apart. I wonder if they will have a. Oh,
right,
there's the missile.
We're spectating you.
Incoming.
Give us a good camera shot.
Prepare to shield your retinas. I'm only going to hit one thing now, sadly.
The missile's pretty big. I would aim for the middle target.
Yep. That's what I'm aiming for.
Oh, they were more spread out than I thought.
Yeah. Sadly, the ship is a little bit too far away to use its main guns.
How do you tell when it's within distance?
You try to fire it, and it says no.
What is it? Does it tell you the range of the ship? I wonder somewhere.
I don't know. I can try and fire. Yeah, it's just saying out of range.
It'd be cool if you could figure out, like, if the game told you what the range was. Anyway.
Yeah, it would actually be quite cool. At this point, I've painted most enemy assets on the island. I don't see much in the way of... or any, in fact, turrets. There's a couple of ground vehicles that are stuck behind cliffs that I haven't been able to properly identify. But other than that, we've got pretty good intel on all of the ground assets here. You approached, I think, given how isolated the command center is, well, actually it wouldn't matter since there are no, that I can tell, any assets here that, like turrets. I guess it doesn't matter trying to sneak in and take control of the command center without eliminating all of the enemies yet.
Someone asked if there were weather conditions. You actually can check precipitation maps.
Mm-hmm. There absolutely are. Okay, I'm going to bring the Albatross back because it's down to 50% fuel. And I'm fairly
there's
certain
inclement weather down there?
spotted everything at this point.
Fog can roll in, obscuring your vision. We have currents, which we tried to fight and failed. Ocean depth, so you don't ground your ship. Wind, so you can have your planes take off into the wind to get maximum lift. And cartographic, so that you can see the actual island that you're going to be assaulting, and we're tracking targets right now.
I'm going to send the barge to Lingard, our munitions factory. Because we're more than likely going to need some material. Also, I'm going to rebuild another Albatross.
Rebuild them. I need to figure out how to do that.
Well, not rebuild. We had an extra 2 Albatross hulls. So I'm going to quickly put one together.
Yeah, I don't even know how this works.
Oh, well, in that case, if you come over here to the...
Yep, I'm watching.
Okay, so you click on any of them, and you select chassis, then you pick out the chassis that you've got. I won't do it right now because it will actually start to construct it, but then you go in here and you start changing the loadout. So, for example, if we want an Albatross with bombs to take out, for example, turrets and stationary assets, we can do that. We can even arm them with torpedoes, which is an interesting one.
Interesting, yeah, that is interesting.
Because we could potentially put this high enough that AA would have a hard time hitting it. And then just have it deploy.
Is it coming for a landing?
Yes, it's coming in for a landing, yeah.
Okay. We're kind of just going with the current right now. Which... yeah. What does the barge do with extra fuel? Because we have, like, full fuel. I assume it just goes home.
Oh, well, I think fairly certain it gave us everything.
These should be decent conditions for a landing, though. The waves are pretty big, but we're kind of just, like...
yeah, it emptied its stores. So
it's coming in for a landing approach now, so I'm holding... I am terrified now every time this happens.
Yeah, we've got an additional 70,000 fuel just in cargo right now.
Oh, okay.
So we're not going to be low on fuel for a long time.
There is a landing attempt being made. I don't trust it anymore.
Okay, well, I'm going to look at that.
I'm going to go a look.
Here it comes.
I'm just... yeah, it's dangerous. That's so dangerous. Did you...
dunk. Yeah, that was crazy bad.
That was right over the wave. I think that's exactly what happened to the first Albatross.
Yeah.
He clipped the wave.
All right, I think we need to get in closer to the island to be able to use our main weapons on it.
I think I'll be able to focus on using the main weapons more if I don't have to pee also. And get a drink.
That is fair. That is fair. Has Game of Deathbot been nagging you?
It's close. It's 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
But
we'll do it in shifts like proper Navy men.
Yeah, we'll do it in shifts. Okay. That sounds good.
Island Control has been paying us decently for a little while. We're up to 8,600 now, by the way.
Oh, nice. I still don't have any idea how much everything costs. So getting familiar with like the expense of each asset is going to be fun. Figuring out like when it's worth using like a cruise missile versus this versus a chassis and so on is going to be fun. By the way, I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Take a doggo out.
Rightio.
And then we can assault the next island. I don't care about what the AI is doing. Like we can always just reset and go again, which is what I expect to do anyway. So it's all good. I'll be back shortly.
Rightio. Chat, should we put a 30mm turret on the Walrus or a infrared missile launcher? Do we want more Daka or more Explodey? On the topic of what the AI is doing, let's have a look. The AI has 4 islands. We have 2. The AI is taking control of 3 in the same time it's taking us to take control of 1. Can a carrier be attacked? Yes. They absolutely can. Can you get exploded Daka? Maybe. I don't know. Actually. I actually don't know. We haven't got 40mm cannons, sadly. We've got the Seawis, but I don't think we need it right now. So I guess, yeah, sure, we'll pop on the 30mm. I'm going to try and position this north of Splinter. Let me zoom this screen in a little bit. Zoom. Right, engines are on. Not the safest way to move over the currents, but we'll do what we can. The red islands are effectively neutral, but they're still hostile to us. Sorry for the cough there. The golden ones are controlled by the AI. I imagine each team has a different color for that. Let's shut down the cruise missile and the main gun for now. Or rather disarm them. Arm again. This hurts. Let's aim for about 75. A little bit back. There we go. Oof. We are bobbing. Come about a little bit, maybe to 80. Is the boat drunk? No, but the ocean is. That's our target right there. Now what we don't want to do is get too close to that island, otherwise we're going to end up drawing them into the fight. Ish. That's enough. I heard this game can be played entirely in VR. Yes, as far as I'm aware. I've not tried it myself, but from what I understand. Wanted to take away the blinking there. Somewhere around here should be good, I think. Wonder where the crack and release button is. Well, I'll know. Naughty. It does look like only the captain has the self-destruct key. Something that Alex was worried about. Or, well, the host. Is there a way for me to get distancing? Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, it does give me range as well, that's perfect. Hey, if anyone in chat happens to know what the max range of the main gun is, do speak now. $5K.
Howdy.
Howdy.
There we go.
My chat is saying that the main gun's range is about 5K. So we're going to want to be somewhere around.
They're very
here.
athletic then. That was a marathon joke.
Yes, I got it and I did not deign to laugh fully. I chortled.
I just spilled coffee on my keyboard.
You deserved it. 100 degrees. Okay.
Okay. What are we doing?
We are moving within 5 clicks of the island, so that we can safely use the deck gun should we need to. We are currently moving at about 25 knots. Everything seems okay. Fuel level is fine, engine temp is fine, engine RPM is just below
Did we
danger
get
level.
another plane?
Yeah, I built
barge?
one. We've still got another one as well. I built a walrus. I equipped it with a 30mm gun and a couple of things, including infrared countermeasures. But I figured that you might like to build some planes and ground vehicles as well, just to see how it all works.
Define walrus. Are you the walrus?
It is, in fact, a space walrus.
Okay, what's on the... We have an actuated camera. 30mm turrets. Aavak has only been playing for a few hours, yes, and he's already... I haven't even designed a thing yet. IR countermeasures. So, when you have IR countermeasures, is that just to stop missiles?
I imagine. I mean, it's not going to do much against a bullet.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Unless the bullet is like some sort of future Warhammer 40k bullet and has IR tracking.
I'm just saying they're going to be fairly pointless unless they can shoot them autonomously. Because I don't think our
reaction
time is
they should be like most things on a vehicle are going to be set to automatic unless you take control of it.
Because the amount of time it's going to take for us to go from radar contact, oh, it's a missile, take over the walrus, fire the IR.
Oh, I think it's more for like albatrosses, for example, have IR missiles, and for the times when they're going for an attack on us. It's going to take us a little bit of time. Right.
Okay, so
we're currently on a heading that should bring us into a point where the weapon systems on the carrier will be able to engage enemies, but nothing there is going to be able to fight back. So you got plenty of time to build the group of vehicles of your dreams.
Oh no! How do you?
You can't. Well done.
It's just building a plane.
On the plus side, we've now got 3 albatrosses. Hey.
Why? It is no. You just click a chassis and it just goes. I was expecting to get information about what the other one is, and it's just like, nope, you're building
AI
that.
assumes that we know what we're doing. The AI is foolish. Classic blunder, AI. You trusted the humans to know what they wanted. No, no, no.
The third albatross. So we have 20 mil autocannons, light bombs, IR missiles
for taking on stationary targets with bombs, but we don't. Or you could even make it for taking on.
This might be a dumb question.
Vessels.
What is the difference in an infrared missile and a laser missile? I know one uses infrared and one uses laser, but what is the difference?
I imagine the laser one requires you to maintain sight on the object and is guided by you, whereas the infrared is guided by what's hottest.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm just trying to think, is the laser missile powerful enough to warrant using it against ground targets? Because the IR missiles that they normally fire take 2 missiles from full health to 0, typically.
Oh, do they? I've not played around with them. This is where your experience is starting to shine now.
We also have TV missiles, which I'm assuming are fly-by-wire?
That I wouldn't know.
We have torpedoes. And external fuel tanks. Laser or TV are good for hangar strikes. So can we blow up enemy hangars on the island
that's actually
before they launch
cool.
all their planes?
I had no idea that was even possible.
Lasers can't be distracted by countermeasures.
That makes sense, yeah. Since we can put IR countermeasures on our vehicles, yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
So these ships are constructed in our hangar. I thought we would have to get them from a barge.
They are. We brought the chassis over by the barge, and now we're reassembling them. Think IKEA, flat packed.
Gotcha. Okay, well,
Okay,
let's just make this one different
music.
from the rest. Do you want bombs or do you want laser missiles?
Laser missiles sounds cool.
All right, laser missiles it is. That's actually very easy. And they are assembled below. Yeah, I hear the action
We're about
music.
1 click out from destination. I can tell you when you need to stop if you want.
How far is a click? Oh, we're 1 click from the destination. Okay.
From where we wanted to be.
Yeah, I'm
Come to
at the
about
helm.
130 degrees.
All right, the water is carrying me. We're at 130 exactly.
Okay, and you can start slowing to a stop now. We are actually close enough now that the previous spotting has now got all of the information on our main map for us.
We're gonna need to keep the engines going slightly because I think the currents will push us further north.
Yeah, sure. Right, I'm going to activate the deck guns. I'm going to hold the albatross. Oh, no, I need to double check which albatross which ones are what. What's A1 got? It's got a missile.
Yeah, we're just going like
and
2
IR
knots
missiles.
right now, which is pretty slow.
20 meter auto cannons.
Radar scopes are clear.
Okay, I'm going to launch the albatross you just built. The A5 albatross. Oh, do you want to do it? Do you want to set up the patrol route for it?
Yeah, sure.
Whilst all of that's going on, I can use the viewing scope, perhaps.
Okay, so A5 Albatross. Give it an altitude of, let's say 1100. we have a enemy aerial contact, though.
Two deck guns. Fortunately, the group just split up, so sadly, that's probably not going to do too much. They're going to actually fire.
You
There we
want
go.
to zoom in the radar a little bit and check this? I think we have an incoming aerial contact.
Yes, we do. Arming the Seawis.
I'd say save the anti-air missiles. Every time this happens, we're always bringing a ship or a plane up on the deck.
That is
which is
an
a bit
albatross
risky.
coming in.
Because they might blow up our albatross on the deck.
Should I launch the missile now or just leave it to Seawis?
No, I think let the Seawiz take it.
Okay. Ow. Is active.
Well,
We took it
they'll
down.
usually get a hit in, but it's usually nominal. Well, I would say it is nominal.
Yeah.
Because it's very light damage that they can deal to our carrier. Hull is being repaired.
Did you manage to set up
Yeah,
the
that-
albatross? Patrol routes?
I was distracted with our impending demise.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair. That's a reasonable thing to be distracted by. Okay. Shutting down A and Seawis for now. Theirs are almost finished.
How's the wind? We've had the wind to our back the
current
entire time.
Wind is to our back, yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little rotation then.
Fair enough. We get the main gun ready again. We're gonna see about getting a shot on the coastal assets. Stabilize.
It's hard to turn right now. The ocean is fickle.
It always is.
It probably doesn't help that I'm trying to turn into the currents. Oh yeah, the lock is on. Thank you. Yeah. There should probably be some kind of warning. I think it's the fact that it's green when it's on. Green to me means go. Like, or you're good. I would mount those above the screen.
Got bunch of contacts out there. I could always take a razor bill out, do some strafing runs with the autocannons.
Okay, we're gonna need to get a lot closer to deploy land vehicles.
How much fuel do they have?
It's just about how long it takes them to cross. They're just very slow.
Well, what I was thinking is one way of doing it is to set them up on like the Wakes Alpha and all that sort of stuff. Have them just go out most of the way and then just hold off until we've cleared the way and then do the remainder of the journey.
I think the best case scenario is the way that we're set up right now, like 4 to 5 kilometers out. Try and clear as much of what we can off of the main island as possible.
Yeah.
And then get closer and then do like a rapid deployment of the land vehicles. Because the problem is when they get close enough, they'll sit out there in the water and they'll just get shot at from the enemy.
Yeah.
The opponents will have like cliffside positions. It will just be like fish in a barrel if the little cars get too close, you know? So I feel like we're in a good spot to like
Are we currently lifting
pepper
up?
them with some deck guns, send the albatrosses in.
I think we're ready to launch.
All right. Away. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to drive with the emergency brake on.
Okay, let's have a look at this albatross then.
I wish you could reorganize A1 through A4. I don't like that A1 and A2 are albatross. A3 and 4 are the helicopters, and then A5 is another
Damn it,
albatross.
I didn't notice that you hadn't put a gimbal camera on this one.
Oh.
We're not using that for spotting
I
them.
see. I did say it was my first time building
No, that's
ship.
fine. I should have double checked. We can have it try and attack. Because it is a... Is it a purely AA? I don't think it is.
Well,
I think
I'll go
it's got,
ahead
like,
and
infrared
load
missiles and the likes.
A1 on deck. Can use that as a recon.
Oh. You've got this reasonably low down as well. Only 1,100 meters.
Yeah, it should be a decent attack range that's far enough where they're not going to get any, like... I don't see any enemy ground fire from the vehicles. I see our little bird up in the sky, but nothing from them.
Setting the Albatross up with a couple of strafing runs. I'm interested to see how it handles with just purely strafing. Go. It is coming down hard. And it's pulling up.
Yeah, sometimes the AI does some weird angles for stuff. You have to get like a further, even further distance, I would say. Like, I'm gonna just do a manual control real quick.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just in the camera as well, so you take control if you like. Peeps in chat who play the game, how high do you need to be to avoid the various weapon ranges? Because I can't see easily what the ranges of the various weapons are, what their effective ranges are.
Second question, how do you set up a follow-up command for after a strafing run?
I grab it like from a point in a patrol route. So you'd give it multiple waypoints and then drag from the middle waypoint out to the thing you wanted to attack, and then it'll flip over to the next thing.
I think I'm just going to have to micromanage it because
Sure.
I need the goal is to change the waypoint to be far enough out from the island. And it's roughly 4 kilometers out from the island, or like 6 kilometers out. Now it's going for... It should have plenty of lead up to its strafing run.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Yeah, there we go. Wow.
Unloading.
That was an awful lot of bullets.
It was. So now I'm just going to set up a new...
And now it is it hovering now? Oh, it's hovering now, yeah. Oof. How's it doing? Okay, that wasn't bad though. I'm gonna try and take out one of the...
Alright, I'm kind of micromanaging this albatross, my little baby.
Okay.
And having it set up another strafing run. We are...
I'm bringing up... Oh, is there a second albatross out already?
Yeah, I put it up already if you want to launch that one.
I am preparing a
Probably
chopper as well.
need to wait until the next wave.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I figured you'd want like a gimbaled camera to do some more recon.
Always useful, yeah. If only because you can then use it to direct the ship cannons.
Powered is looking green across the board. A little bit to radar and the lift crane.
I'm wondering if the
radar
chopper
is
can just
also
take
clear.
off. One would assume it could.
You might be able to just press the A3 button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Right, well, I'll grab the chopper then for now. Do you want to have another attempt at setting up the a nice high patrol route for the spotter albatross?
I'm having the support albatross come back in for another gun run on an enemy SEAL. and then I can set it up. It's acquiring its target now. Kill confirmed. All right, I have a question about enemy hangars. Can they be destroyed? Like, is a building capable of being destroyed?
I presume so.
Problem is I don't have a gimbaled camera here, so I can't look at it.
Oh my lord. Trying to control a chopper, I am not good at it.
Yeah.
It is so incredibly hard to do. Let's have you attack this. Gun.
Alright, I'm launching the other Albatross.
Right. I need to work out how I control it.
Let's go up here like 1,100 meters.
Right now I'm just watching the chopper to see how the AI does it.
Alright, let's get some tracking on. You're taking some fire.
Yeah.
You're getting kind of low.
I'm letting the AI do it right now. Yeah.
That's a lot. Okay,
It is
I'm
a
trying
lot
to give
of
you
fire,
some
yeah.
support.
Let me bring it back up to about 750. Oh, yeah, about there.
Alright, sending the deck guns. These cars might stay close enough for the deck guns to land a hit. And bombs away, fire in the hole, etc.
Roger, roger.
What's the correct terminology there?
No idea.
Oh, that's satisfying. Alright, 2 confirmed.
Nice. I'm sending the razor bill back in. Gonna watch what it does.
I'm trying to find stationary targets. But yeah, I don't know if we can like take out an enemy hangar. That's what I'm curious about. Buildings you can't destroy, but you can destroy what's in them with splash damage. So if they had some planes that that hadn't taken off yet. All right, you're getting turret fire, maybe? What is that?
No, I think it's just a lot of...
There is a turret.
Oh, is there? Oh, yes, so
Yes.
there is, yeah. Yeah, I see.
I'm acquiring, painting some more targets for us.
Sure, there's an easier way to tell it to go back up to a certain height. Well, I guess there is.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and arm the flare launcher and pop a flare.
Alright. Oh, isn't it? Oh yeah, I guess it is sunset.
I found the AI. Unfortunately, this is the cost of being a drone. They're sideways on the wall, doing their best.
What just happened there?
I don't know if this is a good angle for the... Oh yeah, there we go. All right, 2 more down. Don't shine your flashlights at me. I can't tell,
It's on the way
These
to
guys
the
are
next
moving, I think.
Position. Should be nice and high up.
I'm scared if I left click, it's gonna think I'm clicking on a tree instead of this like cluster.
Fair enough.
There's like 4 targets right next to each other that are shooting at you. Are you still on the razor?
I'm actually giving it orders instead. So I'm giving it proper like strafing runs now instead. It seems to be doing a lot better though. It's down to 58% ammo. So after the fuel. After this, I'm going to send it home.
I got another barrage incoming at some people who were shooting at you.
Okay. Might be the ones that I've got the razor. Yeah, it was. Fair enough. The razor bill is like, oh, okay, my job here is done. Let's go up there. Down here. Wind.
Scopes are still clear from all hostiles that might be close to us. Oh, we're at 2,500 meters. That may be part of the
Okay.
problem.
I'm actually fairly confident now that I understand how to use the razor bill automatically. Do we want the Albatross to go for a strafing run on you? I think so.
This place is got a lot going on right now.
It does, but we are thinning it out pretty convincingly, I would say. And open up if you can. There we go. Perfect. Right, it's on its way. Alright, yeah, I'm getting a much better idea now of how to give them just controls.
Yeah, I have to experiment with the razor bill a little more.
But I feel that when I was in control of it, it was actually really effective. It's just, I'm not as good at moving it. It's an unfortunate situation to be in, for certain.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get us closer so that we can start deploying land vehicles, because I feel like we're thinning things out a decent amount.
Yeah, sure.